Hello, all you Heart Path Visionaries. Today's episode is going to be talking about AI and using it in your business, and more specifically, Chat GPT, like those, generator systems that exist out there. And I find for myself, I was using Chat GPT for my business, like full transparency, and there's so many of us out there that are. And I feel like I kind of got late to the game of Chat GPT because I avoided it. Truthfully, like I avoided it. I didn't want anything to do with it. Anything AI related or generated for content and programming, I avoided it like the plague. However, in early 2024, so yeah, early 2024, probably about March, I was curious, I was fascinated. I wanted to know what the hype was because there were a lot of creators using it, and once again, I feel like there are benefits to working with AI. It's just in the way that you're using it, right? Are you using it for brainstorming? Are you using it to create all your content? Are you using it to write a book? Like, you're not writing the book, you're getting ChatGPT to write a book. Like, so there's these gray areas or discrepancies of when it's being used ethically or not. But once again, it's all perspective. So I do believe there's benefits to it. However, March 2024, I really wanted to know what's all the hype about ChatGPT. So I got it. I did get it. I got a subscription. And the thing that actually blew me away the most about it was through having ChatGPT, through working with it too, and using it, it became very, very clear to me how many creators out there were using it. And even there were some folks that I came across where I would read their posts and resonated on a very deep level of like, oh my gosh, this person's speaking to me. Little did I know, which I've used, however, little did I know that in Chat GPT, you can create your client demographic. You can create who you want to speak to, and then Chat GPT writes posts for your target audience. So, like, once again, benefits to it. However, my eyes really became open to the fact of how much Chat GPT was being used, or these AI support softwares were being used, that as a quote unquote average person, I didn't know, right? So I think that was more of what stirred something in me, because I didn't know. It was like the wool had been pulled from over my eyes. I'm like, oh, I see. And some of you might have felt that way too. Like, now I can't unsee the format, the flow, the quirks that Chat GPT has. Like, there's even like the grammar, punctuation, like it's just very, very obvious. Once you see it, you know what it is and you can't unsee it. And so even for myself, I've canceled my subscription to it, and I stopped using it in about March, late February or March of 2025, because it was feeling I was feeling that I no longer wanted to work with it. And even I was noticing myself become lazy with certain tasks and responsibilities. And I was getting Chat GPT to do a lot of things for me that normally I wouldn't do. And yeah, and I observed that within myself, and I didn't like the laziness and the complacency that for me, and that was a standard that I hold for myself. So this is not to judge, and this is not to criticize. It's something that, for me, who I am, my business specifically, how I'm running my business, yeah, did it save time? Oh my goodness, absolutely, it saved time for many things. But at the same time, like, I did witness myself kind of outsourcing things, or putting tasks on Chat GPT that normally I would have done. And I didn't like that. It was like becoming complacent more than anything. But once again, like, it can save you time to work with these AI softwares. It can save you time for troubleshooting and problem solving. Like, it is a support. There are benefits to it. However, I found, for me, things just started to feel, not that I was depending on it. It was very valuable. I used it for specific courses, photo generation, which was lovely, tightening up things in courses, tightening up verbiage on my website, which I'm now going to be going through again as Terra, the human, writing from the heart, my heart, not, anyway. So that's just me and my personal preference. And just, I find, especially because being a creative and being a writer, it is an art. I enjoy it. It's a form of expression. And sometimes I found myself, like I said, it was like, this is like just more, there was like this laziness that was coming over me of, oh, I could just get Chat GPT, Chat GPT to do it. Like it just, putting things off that I could do, but I, in the moment, I didn't have time. But this is where like the laziness came in, because then I would make excuses for, it's just going to be easier to do that. But easier isn't always better. Like, once again, yeah, we got to work smart. AI is the future. We can't even deny that. Like, if y'all have seen the movies from the 90s, those sci-fi movies, Terminator, what? So, like, AI is the future. Thinking of like Star Trek, the Borg. AI is the future. We're seeing it. But for me, in this moment, in this time, like, I want this essence of humanity and the essence of spirit to come through in what I'm writing, especially content and what I'm putting out there. And like I said, there are benefits to it. I found value to it. But at the same time, I was also noticing, like, the more that you work with it, the more you become aware of the nuances within it. And so even maybe you might relate to this, scrolling on social media, even though there will be different forms of expression, it's all kind of the same. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, where I'm saying there's these nuances, once you know they're there, you see them. So somebody that does not use Chat GPT, you wouldn't see it. You wouldn't know it. Like, I didn't until I got it. And then I felt silly. I felt like I got played a little bit. But once again, like, I ain't gonna be mad at Chat GPT. I'm not gonna be mad at like these other AI softwares that are being used. Everything is discernment, and for me personally, even if it's going to require more time on my part, I want to bring things through the heart, right? And will I get it again? Maybe. Maybe. I'm not going to say I'm completely off of AI software. I'm not going to completely say like down with Chat GPT. No. Like I said, there were benefits. I found benefits in it. However, for where I'm at now with my business, how I'm running my business, and even like the transitions that are happening, I really want to be in the human. I want to have my critical thinking. I want to be able to have that intuitive, creative flow of the words, of the ideas, and to even allow that to be God source, divine led, spirit led as well, and just to be that vessel for God, to be that conduit for God. So to allow to be spirit led. We'll just leave it at that, to be spirit led in what I'm creating for content, what I'm creating in my newsletters, what I'm creating in my programs. Can we co-create with AI? Absolutely. Absolutely. However, for me, this point in time, I'm not working with it anymore. I don't feel inspired to work with it anymore. Like I said, I might get it again. There may be an inspiration to want to work with it again. And if I did, I would tell you. Oh my God. Like, there may be another podcast saying, I gave up Chat GPT and I went back. Like, but I would be transparent with you. Like, I think that's another important thing. Being, if you are using AI in your business, like, being transparent that you're using it, sharing the ways in which you work with it, instead of, being this creative genius. You could just like, be this creative genius. But what if it was AI generating everything for you? right? So it's just like the lines get blurred between ethics and integrity, originality, and I think that's important. So for me personally, if I do use it again, if I bring it back, I'm going to share with you. And perhaps this is an experiment of what it's like returning to the grassroots of what my business was like. And I only had Chat GPT for like a year, but there were perks to it, and it was a time saver. So like, let's just like check off some bonuses. There were some time savers. There was the brainstorming component where there were some good ideas and suggestions that from my filter I might not have seen in that way. So there are benefits to it. However, especially the content creation and the expression, I just like spirit led in the human. So what are your thoughts about working with AI software? What is your experience with ChatGPT? What are the benefits that you found from it? What are some of the hindrances that you found from it? Have you even noticed in your social ecosystem, maybe online, your social media? Like, have you noticed that you're seeing these nuances? Do you work with it? Are you picking up on these nuances because of your relationship with it? If there was no AI software, where would you and your business be? Has it really supported you in growing your business? Has it become a crutch for you and your business? These are things to really look at. And at the same time, are are there ways in which you can still work with it? Like, this is not everybody's path. I'm no longer wanting to work with it, but I'm not saying stop working with it. Everybody's going to have their own path. It's going to work for them in different ways. Like I said, it did work for me. It did. However, there was complacency, there was laziness that was coming, and I don't want that for myself and my business. And that's just, that's me, personal preference. So for you, if you're continuing to work with it, like what are the ways that you can still utilize it and remain in the human? What are ways that you can still utilize it and be spirit led? Like, I feel like that was so important for me, of really allowing everything that I do to be that vessel for God, source divine, to be that spirit led, to have spirit-led inspiration as well. And sometimes I found from my personal experience, it could be cut off in ways that I didn't want it to be, or I could just be like, oh, I'll use this instead, right? So just to be curious about that for yourself. And we'll have more conversations about this, because as I said, it is the future that we're going into. Technology, and the reliance on it is part of our society right now. Like, even in schools, like, I'm gonna date myself, but yeah, no, computers weren't as active as they are now. Like, you need computers to operate in your school now. Like, it wasn't like that when we were growing up in the early days. And for those of you, you might not even remember computers at all. So like, we've seen it transforming. And so it's just one of my concerns, I guess, with that is where it can be dangerous to let AI do all of your thinking, right? Where you put all of your trust and all of your faith into the AI to create this, and then maybe put your critical thinking to the side, or put your ideas to the side, or even like to cut off that open flow of communication with God, source divine, to receive that divine inspiration because of it. So these were just things that I was reflecting on around working with AI in business, and to be mindful of. Once again, I would love to hear your thoughts and reflections on how AI has benefited you and your business, maybe things that you've noticed about it yourself. You can leave that in the comments. Looking forward to hearing from you. Lots of love.